What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to I Do It Myself. It's Monday. How y'all feeling? My weekend was good. My weekend was really good. My last week was really good too because it showed me everything that I be manifesting, everything that I be setting out for in the universe. It really be happening. I ain't gonna front. And for the people that's not on the way with you, they in your way. They in your way. I want to put that out there right now. Anybody that you could think of, if you are on a certain type of accord, if you are on a certain type of path and they not on that path with you, get them out your way. I'm going to keep it a being. Get them out your way because they ain't going to do nothing but hold up the line. And we can't afford that right now. We cannot afford that right now. It's too much going on. We need to be worried about buying new property, new investments, new jobs, you know what I'm saying? New silly stuff to do with our bread when we can. You know what I mean? When we can. If you liking what I do on this channel, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And today we talking about Adam22 and No Jumper. So Adam took to, I think it was the YouTube. I seen it on Instagram, but he took to that to say that No Jumper is broke. They going through it. And I don't be wishing for people's downfall, especially not Adam's. I don't have nothing personally against Adam. Adam has always been a good guy to me, but I do have reservations about his platform, what it means, what it affects, and we're going to talk about all of that after we watch this clip about him talking about what he's going through. Let's get it.
So there's something that I've been hiding from you guys. No Jumper is going broke. I know that might sound crazy. Between both of our YouTube channels last month, we got over 25 million views. We're doing well on Facebook and Snapchat. We employ quite a few of the hottest content creators on the West Coast, and we pump out an insane amount of content on a weekly basis. How could we be going broke? Well, let's start here. We expanded too much during COVID at just about the exact moment that our revenue streams all took a hit. We hired a whole bunch of editors and other employees, and we bought a huge office building that cost us almost $4 million.
Yo, before I say anything else, are allergies having a 3-1 lead over y'all too? When I tell y'all allergies is destroying me, I'm going to get through this though. We're going to get through this together. Okay, let me reset. Right, so Adam said, you know, that No Jumper is going broke, that he doubled down on hiring a bunch of new editors. He bought a $4 million building, and a bunch of other stuff. Again, let me think about it right quick. All right, I'm not wishing for nobody downfall by no means, but I do think that Adam, if you look at the trajectory of everybody that he's had in that building as far as media personalities, he has something extremely special. Now, where I think he went wrong is, I don't know how he do business, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a culmination of the business aspect, and it's also a culmination of the content. This is the prime example of quality, not quantity. Because, yes, he kept stressing about how much content they always pumping out. Yo, we always pushing content, bunch of new stuff. But what about the brand, right? What does the brand mean and what does the brand stand for? People speak about Adam generally as hip-hop media. I personally don't look at Adam as hip-hop media. I don't look at Adam as hip-hop media is because majority of the conversations that go on the platform don't drive towards hip-hop. I don't mean that he's supposed to be having people up there. He ain't supposed to have, you know, the Furious Five and up. You know what I mean? I don't think that you have to do certain things for the validation of hip hop when you're creating content, depending on the type of content that you want to create. But when you say hip hop media, where's the hip hop? All I see on No Jumper, and I say right now, is gangbanging, crashing out. They was going crazy with the porn stuff. When he started doing all of this stuff with, he did a show to have a competition for somebody to do a porn scene with him and his wife. It's a circus. Like, that shit done turned into a circus a long time ago. And I say this respectfully, but nobody is going to follow through with a brand when you never know what the brand is about. You go from having an AD and a T-Rel, which I felt like that point was like kind of the height of what hip hop media in the West Coast could be for No Jumper, because AD is a respected dude out there. And as an artist, I mean, that's how I met AD. I met AD as an artist. Same with Brick Baby. I met Brick Baby at Shit Troll. He was an artist. He had a difficult time putting a verse down the first night I met him, but that's how I met him. T-Rail comes from the background of being around what's my name, Tyga, and you know, he's from Fig and all that. And they look at what they've built on their own. I look at like the people who want to have this media crusade to have like this big company. You really judge by who you put on or who does what under you, right? And this media game is starting to become like labels to an extent. Like, if things are done correctly, all that Figmunity world, pun in them, community, all of that, I feel like it falls under the umbrella of No Jumper if things are done correctly. But it got to the point where when I seen what AD was going through on the, you know, on the platform, he's sitting there and like he's putting out fires, he's stopping fights. It's like that's not what hip hop media is supposed to be about. And you definitely going to face the scrutiny because it ain't end of the day, it's the start of the morning. Adam is white. He white. Let's just call a spade a spade. So if you are holding yourself in a certain type of space to be known as hip hop media, and everything that's done is just black, whether you choose to realize that or not, or you can act like you don't know. You can act as if this is not a real thing to you. Once you start having black people on your platform acting idiots, regardless to if that was your intent or not, if you're not standing up to say, nah, this not cool, I don't want to see my platform known for this is not what I did it for, then you the ringleader. It's a simple fact, you the ringleader. But not only AD, think about Duno, Gina Views, my homegirl Yazzie that had the show at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It was so many people that I felt like Adam was on the right track when it came to building something, but at almost every pinnacle of every era, whether it was at the end of the day when Yaz and OT Genesis had their situation, when it was AD, and then when Flacco came along. And I think Flacco, personally, I'm just keep it 1,000. I think that Flacco's outgrown the platform. Like what he does and what he's doing on his YouTube is superseding what he does on that platform because he gets to give his own thoughts and his own vision. And I think that, like, see, me personally, I don't have that dream. I don't have the dream of like creating this media conglomerate where I have multiple shows under me from other people. I don't care about none of that shit. I just want to make sure that I'm doing what I want to do, and people who enjoy what it is that I do can enjoy that with me and go along on this journey with me. But there's also blurring and crossing lines. I mean, like all that porn shit. Like, to me, that shit just goofy. Now, don't get me wrong. Every grown man done shook the dice before. Every grown man gets money, but I don't want that from my hip hop platform. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that from whoever I'm getting my music information from, and I'm getting my culture information from. Because let's get one thing in perspective. Even though he's not the guy I look for hip hop culture, if you put people on your platform, then I'm looking to them for it. I don't want that line blurred between. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I don't care to hear what porn stars have to say, and you can take that however you want. I care to like people care to see what they do, but nobody cares to hear what they really want to say. And if people want to have platforms for that, then you should separate the two. But once you start blurring that, the shit just turned goofy. It turned into a bunch of goofiness. Then it was like, you know, the kid who talk with Pop Smoke. I mean, the kid that was talking about Pop Smoke. Now, the thing about that is like, all right, then it's, oh, well, people interview people who get into crime all the time. Yeah, when we talking about like true crime stories and all of that, this is something that's extremely fresh. This is something that still affects people daily. That's not hip hop culture to talk to the person who took somebody else's life in hip hop culture. That's not hip hop culture. That's just criminal activity. You know what I mean? Like, that's just criminal activity. It's not like this dude was a rival rapper or something and they had some rap battle that led to violence. This was just somebody being a hater. And I also want to point out the fact that as much as I love my West Coast brothers and sisters, there needs to be a lot of rebranding. A lot of rebranding. And shouts out to the ones that get it right. My brother DJ Head, Curtis King, I said, you know, Leakers, well, just incredible. You know what I mean? DJ Sour Milk. Big Boy, it's so many people that get it right, but for the like the independent media, there has to be, I feel like the independent media in LA, shouts out to my sis Gina Views too, because she does a great job. But the independent media in LA, there has to be some sort of way where, like, I don't know, y'all got to do some damage control. Because all of the stuff that's coming out between all this extortion plots and, you know, people doing hood vlogs. I seen Brandon Buckingham and did another vlog. And listen, I'm not even knocking Brandon Buckingham at this point, because if y'all niggas is silly enough to act stupid on camera, somebody got to film it. Somebody got to monetize it. You feel me? But all of this stuff, it just reeks of hate, whether y'all choose to realize it or not. I don't get hate when I'm in the West Coast or LA, so to speak. Let me speak about LA specifically. I don't get hate when it's time to go to LA. Like Schoolboy Q said, go to your hotel, go get something to eat, go to places where things is fun. I hit my spots. I go hit Union. I go hit Undefeated, Supreme. You know what I'm saying? I go get me some sushi from Sugarfish, or I go hit Katana. Like, it's so many different places that you could go to have fun. But I also get the aspect of people exploiting the ones who want to make a mockery of their culture. I get that wholeheartedly. But all the media mixed with all of these indictments, it just paints hater, whether you like it or not. I'm not calling it that. I'm just saying that y'all look like major haters. And even though where Adam22 didn't say that No Jumper is stopping, he just said that he has to recalibrate and reconfigure. And I think, again, you got to go back to quality versus quantity. On one hand, you hire any and every media personality, or not even personalities. I just think at one point in time, it's just like, yo, oh, you gangbang? Like, the qualifications for being on No Jumper is, what hood you from? Like, for real, like, it got to be to that point at this time. It's like, what hood you from? Oh, all right, word, you got problems with them? Oh, do you mind talking to, like, how does the job interview process go to be a media personality on No Jumper? But it has to be some sort of recalibration. It has to be some sort of recalibration. And from the things that's stemming from it, even down to, you know, the stuff that Brick Baby's going through, Loose Cannon, or like, I'm laughing because post all of these niggas getting locked up, post all of them getting locked up, it seems like a lot of people are not learning a lesson. I myself am not facing any indictments and don't plan to be facing any indictments because I don't commit any criminal activity. But let's say I was a criminal and I committed criminal activity and I had an open case in the federal government. I'm fighting against the federal government, who has a 97 to a 99. Everybody always say 99, but 97, whatever. They have a high conviction rate. The last thing I'd be doing is letting anybody tape my phone calls so we could put it up so people could hear what I think. We are at a point where content, YouTube views, any type of views, Patreons, whatever, has become more important than people's freedom. And that's not from my standpoint. It's the proof that we're seeing on a daily basis. Daily basis. I was always taught that if you was indulging in any criminal activity, nobody was supposed to know other than the people that you was dealing with. And at the point where you were dealing with them and y'all are dealing with each other, whoever gets caught has to be responsible for their own actions. We are in a time where a crime gets, and by no means am I saying that crime is cool, because it's not cool at all. I just feel like y'all niggas will run to anything that's going to get you attention. At the point where we're at now is, or if I commit a crime, I'm going to let y'all know who did it, how I did it, who's responsible for it, how much I'm responsible for. And I know that you could look at it and say, oh, I'm just doing it for the views of the, no, because once people start taking, oh, word, remember I said that before, niggas look, oh, word, oh, that's what you went to, oh, word, y'all get locked up. But yo, listen, y'all let me know what y'all think about this whole No Jumper debacle, this whole situation. Other than that, did y'all see this situation with Terrence Howard talking about Diddy? So Terrence Howard was on a podcast and he was talking about Diddy, right? He was talking about Diddy and he was talking about like linking up with Diddy and working with Diddy on numerous things, and how Diddy, wanted him to train him to be his acting coach. And Let's watch this clip together and unpack it. Right. So,
wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me.
And then he's saying he want to like,
okay.
Yo.
So then my assistant was like,
this is crazy.
He wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, all
right.
Okay.
All right.
Now I get it.
Yo, let me tell you something, man. Diddy is not beating no allegations at all. There's no way possible that he's going to beat any type of allegations. But Terrence Howard, he says like, yo, bro, in this Hollywood thing, I've seen a lot of people get tried and they sacrifice their manhood. And once you lose that, ain't no coming back. There's no coming back ever from that. There's nothing you could. And I feel like that's right. Me being a man myself, I'm just keeping it 1,000. Right? If a man try you, I've never been tried by a man ever in my life. Thank God. I've never been in that situation, and I don't ever want to be in that situation. Because at the point where I'm in a situation like that, everybody's going to hear about it. And the reason why everybody's going to hear about it is because there's going to be an altercation. Or not just an altercation. There's going to be some act right from that. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some straightening, as the Migos would say. There's going to be, you're not ever going to forget that day from my standpoint. Reason being is because, bro, I think that everybody got the right to be into whatever they into whenever they close their doors. But at the point where you asking me to come around you, come into your home, and then you're like not communicating when I said I wanted to do, like you wanted me to teach you something. Pause, because that's crazy. But at the point where you there to work and a dude is playing with you like that, nah, you got to demonstrate. You have to. It's a must. They got to know that you can't play with them like that. And everybody need to know at that point that, like, yo, this is how dude is acting. Now, I mean, this comes at a convenient time because people are now telling their stories. They putting it out there. And this is also alleged. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I'm just speaking from my own standpoint. This is the reason why I don't hang out with industry people. Just keeping it 1,000. I myself, I like spending my weekends doing landscaping now, putting down mulch, watering my bushes. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to look into buying some peach. I got a banana tree. I'm trying to look into buying some peach trees. I'm trying to do stuff like that. Now, even though I work in the industry, you got to deal with people of all types of walks of life and all types of lifestyles. But listen, regardless to if you're in music or not, if you're not out for your own leisure, take your ass home. This is outdoor myself. For the ones that rock me, you know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually you will. Catch y'all on the next video. Peace.